Hello, everybody. Harvey Talks Prison here. Today, I want to talk about this kid I met that he wasn't worried about going to prison, and that he had like an uncle or somebody there, some relative there. And I told him, I said, well, whether you're worried or not, you don't want to go. And I started telling him about why prison was not good, and everything about it. Missing out on holidays and being away from your family, causing your family pain, all this. But I said, even if you have an uncle in prison, it doesn't mean you're going to be put in the same prison as he is. There is over 20 prisons in Missouri. I think there's like 22 or 23 prisons. And you don't know which one you're going to go to. Yeah, if you're in the lower level ones, it may not be as bad, but that doesn't mean anything. And you got your little group of friends you're running around with out here, they ain't going to be with you when you go to prison. Why can't young people understand that? You go out in that yard, unless you're from like a big city or something and you knew a lot of people that went to prison, you're from a small town like this town here, you go to prison, most likely you ain't going to know nobody. And even if he ended up in the same prison as his uncle or whoever that was he was talking about, that doesn't mean that his uncle is going to help him. The way they do things in Missouri, you got to fight your own fights. Now he'll have his, if he's there, he'll probably have his back if they're on good terms and stuff, but he's not going to fight his battles for him. And not only that, let's say he did try that. He's going around telling everybody, telling his friends and his partners and all this and that, hey, this is my little nephew, keep an eye on him. Well, there's people in there that don't care about that. People that he don't rock with or, hang around with, they don't care if that's his nephew or not. They see a young guy coming to prison, going to try to extort him or press him or whatever. These young people just don't get it, man. And I've seen it when I was in prison. Young guys come to prison, and like this one, he came to prison, and he you could tell he's scared and everything, but he had a relative there, like a cousin or something, and he was telling me and some other guys that. But come to find out, the prison was divided in half. There's one side and there's another side. His uncle was on the other side. Now, his uncle did send word over to some of his friends telling him, said, or his cousin sent word over to the other side saying, that his cousin was there, his younger cousin was there, and kind of keep an eye on him. That never happened. It never happened. His friends didn't keep an eye. They wasn't getting involved in that. Now, the kid did end up getting in a fight, and he stood up for himself. And after that, everything was fine. But what would have happened if he hadn't have? It's... And there was another guy that came to prison, and he had a relative there too, and a friend there. He had two there, a friend, and the friend didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Apparently he wasn't much of a friend. The relative said that he had to stand up for himself and everything. But he did tell everybody that, this is my people, and stuff. But young people out here, they don't think about the consequences of things they're doing until they go to prison. They don't understand the people they're hurting. I ain't talking about just the things they committed a crime against. I'm talking about their own family, people who love them. And then when they get to prison, all of a sudden, oh man, they're scared and all this and that. You should have thought about that before you came to prison. Now, I was scared when I got to prison too. I ain't gonna lie. I've said this before. But at the same time, when I deleted my brother's, the guy that was messing with my brother, I knew that there was a chance I was going to go to prison. I knew that ahead of time. And I was prepared for it. But what I wasn't prepared for was getting a life sentence for it. But, you know, I thought I'd get maybe, and I did have a chance of taking a plea for 25, and I was told I'd only done about 8 years on it. But, and that's something what I thought I was going to get, you know, total. I wasn't expecting a life sentence. But over the years, I've seen people coming into prison. It's like they changed, you know. How can you do something out here, delete somebody, do all this bad stuff, and then come to prison and afraid to stand up for yourself? I have never understood that. To me, the alternative is worse. It's better to stand up for yourself. Somebody asked me the other day, how did he put it? It was on Quora. It was on another platform. Said, do punks have an easier time surviving in prison? I don't think they do. That's just my opinion. I mean, because basically they're slaves to whoever they're punk to, you know. And then you got those other ones that they go to PC, and it can't be good down there. That I don't know how PCs are in other states and stuff, but in Missouri, when they do have a PC, when there's a prison that does have a PC, it's almost like being in a hole. Can you imagine doing your time in the hole? I mean, Licking made like a little bit of yard for them. They got little things they can do their little pull-ups and stuff in. And some of them get down there and work out, and then after they get bigger and stuff, decide they want to come out in the yard. That size didn't help them any. But some prisons in Missouri don't even have a PC. And basically they put you in a hole, and then you get sent to another prison that has a PC or whatever. But that's no way to do time. When you have to do time, you want it to be as easy as possible. And so I don't think that they have an easy time of it. I just don't. You know, at least in GP, you can run around, go to the library, work out, you have jobs, there's more things to do in general population. But this guy, he still talks to me about this. That kid I was telling you about that had an uncle in prison. And he goes, his argument was, when I went to prison, I didn't have nobody there that I knew. He goes, I have an uncle. That doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. Yeah, he may help you, and he may give you advice, and he may tell his partners that you're his nephew. But other than that, he's not going to fight your fight for you. He'll have your back, maybe, if he's there, you know. But there's a chance he may not be in the same prison, or he may be in some other housing unit, or the other side of the prison or something, and not be able to. People don't think about things like, I got an uncle in prison, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, you do, little twerp. They just don't understand, especially in a max prison. You go to a max prison, I don't want to see anybody go to prison, man, but, you know, I especially don't want to see them go to max prison, man. That's, nowadays, you know, the yard's not fully open like it was. They let only certain housing units out at a time and stuff. So your uncle could be in another housing unit that's not being let out at the same time your housing unit's being let out. Think, young man. Better yet, before you even get to prison, don't do anything to get yourself put in prison. I'm sorry, but the way these young people think really gets under my skin. Don't get me wrong, they're not all like that. A lot of them will listen, and I don't know if they're taking it to heart or not, but they'll listen, and they're very polite and everything. But you got some of them out there that's just, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. I'm not going to get caught. I remember one time this kid was telling me that he wouldn't get caught or anything like that. His parents was telling me, oh, he's a good kid. You know, he's really a good kid. He's just involved with friends that, he has friends that shouldn't be doing the things they're doing. And so he gets mixed up with them. And that may be true. You know, he's just trying to hang out with his friends, and they're the ones getting in trouble. I don't know. All I do know is he did get in trouble. 3 of them did. Him and 2 of his friends. And then the parents were coming to me and asking me this and that. Now, all of a sudden, they want advice and suggestions. They even wanted me to go to the jail and talk to him. You guys didn't really want to talk before. Now, all of a sudden, he's in jail. You want to talk. I'm sorry about all this, man. It's just, I don't know how to talk to them and make them understand. If anybody has any suggestions how I can talk to them, please tell me, because I want to get through to them instead of having them not wanting to talk to me or listen to me until they get put in jail. And then they want to listen. And they want to talk to me and all this and that. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm open for it to try to talk to these people. Now, thank you for watching. Bye.